ladies, it's Jen. I thought I would take a few minutes and chat with you today about my experience on Accutane. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about my skin history and kind of a little bit on the process of Accutane and what my experience has been with it and would I do it again. So just to give you a little background, I started breaking out probably right around the time of puberty. I'd say 6th grade, probably when I remember first getting pimples. And I've always struggled with breakouts. I do not, and I've never had cystic acne, so I was fortunate in that way. But I'm very fair, and I would struggle with frequent breakouts, and then that kind of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. You know how that goes after you get a blemish and then it stays pink, your skin stays pink in that area for a long time. So not only are you dealing with new blemishes, but also still waiting for the old marks to fade. So I'm 43 now, and I started Accutane just over 6 months ago. And kind of the road that led to this, I mean, let me tell you, as anyone who suffers with frequent breakouts, you try a lot of things. You know, I remember being in high school and trying Retin-A and my face about falling off, and trying topical erythromycin. You know, you're doing oral tetracycline, benzoyl peroxide. I've tried topical, I was on topical clindamycin for years and years and years. More recently doing round after round of doxycycline, which is, you know, another oral antibiotic. And I did a series of like chemical peels in an esthetician office. I was on high dose of spironolactone, just birth control, many things. And yet I tried diet eliminations, like eliminating dairy, eliminating gluten, that kind of thing, decreasing my sugar, decreasing overall carbs for a less inflammatory diet. Just tried so many things. And yet I'd wake up every morning and I'd still be breaking out. So I've had good and I've had average dermatologists, and you probably all know about these. And there was a dermatologist who I like immensely and respect immensely, who I had been seeing, but I basically kind of felt like the attitude was, we're out of options. And that's when I started seeing a second dermatologist for another opinion. That's when I tried spironolactone and was doing rounds of doxy and things like that. And of course had concerns about being on antibiotics for long term or even repeatedly over and over. You know, I was then and I do now take a pro/prebiotic to help, you know, with your gut flora. But anyway, so it was at probably 7 months ago or so, I went and saw the derm, and we were talking again, and you know, you kind of just get to like, okay, well, what now? And granted, I felt kind of silly because I knew that there were so many people that had skin way worse than mine. But you know, I was 42, now we're talking wrinkles and breaking out, and I was just so tired of it. So she actually said to me, have you ever thought of Accutane? And I said, well, I guess it crossed my mind, but you know, I didn't think I had severe enough acne to qualify for it. And you know, let me say, I do have acne. It's not just like one pimple once a month. You know, I mean, we're talking 1 to 3 new pimples every day. So at, you know, minimum. So I just, you know, I'm downplaying it because I don't have a severe case, but I just want to make sure you understand, like, Accutane is a serious medicine, and you know, you have to talk with your dermatologist and make that decision yourself. But anyway, I'm digressing. So she said, well, it is indicated for people who have persistent moderate breakouts, and you have tried and failed many therapies. So, you know, understandably, because of what we were told about Accutane, I was a little nervous. And she said, it's not that bad. You know, you kind of think you're going to dry out so badly, your like face is going to fall off and your lips are going to crack and bleed, and that can happen, you know. But she's like, the side effects are more manageable than you think. So I decided to do it because it is the only medication that has the potential to actually cure acne, which is huge. And again, there can be serious side effects with it. You do have to have lab work, monthly lab work. You have to see your dermatologist every month. I'm not here going to go into the details of everything that's required. That's a conversation that you can have with your dermatologist if you think you want to try. But, or if you have questions for me, you know, feel free to leave me questions down below and I will definitely get back to you. So first thing they give you is, I guess I'll tell you a little bit, is this, you know, iPledge program is what you have to do in the US to be able to get Accutane. And I guess from what I've heard in Europe, it's not nearly as regulated as it is here, which makes me think that there must have been some reported pregnancies and stuff. So there's all kinds of literature inside. Most of it's about birth control, but really that's the bulk of it. And then of course talking about skin dryness, potential joint pain, back pain, mood changes, and that kind of thing. So I will tell you, you get to take a pregnancy test if you're a female, just a urine pregnancy test at every visit. They check your basic liver function and your cholesterol values once a month. We did taper down on mine a little bit because my liver enzymes were totally normal. One of the side effects for me was that my cholesterol did go way up, but I was able to get those numbers down by adding more cardio back into my workouts. So, you know, when they start you off, you're going to start like on a 1 pill a day dose for 30 days, have you come in, get your labs checked, make sure everything's okay. And it's a weight-based dosing. And what they're looking for is a total cumulative dose. So that's the goal that you're working towards over the months. Now, when you see your provider, you'll see them once a month, but you cannot see them before 30 days. And they will only give you the supply of Accutane to last 30 days. So like for me, every time I had days in between that I wasn't taking it, and it's okay, don't freak out. I guess I would have liked to have known that just as a heads up, you know, no big deal. But again, my provider said, you know, you can be up, you know, ideally not, but up to 2 weeks, it's still in your system and it's okay, you know, missing a few days is fine. So after that 30 days, you go up to the twice a day dosing. There's different forms of, different brands make different versions of Accutane. The one I have is Clarivis, and so it comes in, you get 2 boxes for a month. I'm gonna open this up here for you. So I've got one out already, but there's 3 of these packages in here. I mean, they're hardcore, don't get pregnant. You know, I mean, they're not messing around here. This is just what they look like. It's a little push them out the back. I mean, it's serious. You don't get pregnant. But I'm not, anyway. So that's what mine looked like. And so yeah, as far as you know, my experience was really pretty darn good. You know, like I said, my cholesterol went up. And the thing for me is because, you know, I was paying out of pocket for my visits. Well, I have insurance, so some of it was covered, but it's a long story. Anyway, you know, it's expensive. Okay, you got to pay for your monthly visits. You have to, you know, it just depends on your insurance, pay for your labs, and then depending on what your copay is, you're paying for your Accutane every month too. But to me, well worth it. Really, yeah, dry skin, but it was manageable. The strange thing is, as soon as you start Accutane, actually a week before, if you're on any actives like any retinoids or like any acids, you got to stop that. And basically, as soon as you start Accutane, they want you to treat your skin like it's dry. And as someone who has oily skin, that is weird because it feels weird to be putting on thicker products when you're oilier. You're used to kind of more real lightweight things. And then I definitely, and she told me that it was going to happen, but I definitely experienced a purge phase. So you're putting on heavier products, your skin is breaking out, and it's like, is this right? But I would say after 1 month, maybe 2, I had no pimples at all, none. And It was it was just wonderful. Wonderful, lovely, just dealing with a dry skin, minor in comparison, honestly. My hands, especially. I think you guys know that I'm a nurse, so you wash your hands a lot anyway. And so some of my eczema, which is fine right now, but I had some eczema flare up on my fingers more so than nowhere else. Just dry, but not unbearable or uncontrollable. The driest I got on my face was actually down here, which is funny because that's usually where I'm the oiliest. I think that it's possible, scalp's a little drier. My eyebrows under the skin underneath there, so you get some lovely eyebrow dandruff flakes to deal with, but really just manageable. And in the last couple months now, I've had some GI side effects with, and I'm sorry if, but it's possible to have like intermittent diarrhea with it. And I'm sorry if that's too much for you, but I'm just telling you what I've been experienced, but it's certainly not unbearable, uncontrollable, no issues there. Mood's been stable, and so it's really been good. Would I do it again? 100%. Now the hope is, going through one treatment will be the cure, but they can repeat a couple times if they need to. And I would do it again if I had to. So anyway, I hope that was interesting. I feel like, when I was trying to find out information on Accutane and looking on YouTube, it was a lot of 20-somethings, and so I thought it might be helpful if there's any other people like me who are not 20 and, over 40, that Accutane is still an option for you, and it can definitely help. So if you guys are interested, I'll do an update in like 6 months or something, tell you where we're at, how my skin's doing once I'm off of it. I was doing a 6-month course, and I saw my dermatologist last week, and she said we could go 1 more month if I wanted to. And after we discussed it, I decided to do it because I actually do have a couple breakouts in kind of unusual place, which I haven't had at all, but so we'll just keep trying there. And I am going to do another video. One of my best friends is actually going to start Accutane. I want to help her out too and tell you the products that really helped me manage dryness while I was on Accutane. So anyway, I hope you're doing well, and I hope that if you have any questions, please ask me. I'm happy to chat, and I will see you later. Bye.